How you prepare for a golf tournament?
Well, I hit balls maybe 20 minutes, putt a little bit, smoke 4 or 5 cigarettes, drink 3 Diet Cokes, and go to the first tee. Some days I won't even go to the range.
Isn't this a treat for everyone? It's the first ever Daily Puck Drop with Jim Moore, live from Moscow, Idaho, at the Monarch Motel. So we still technically, Jim, are in the Puck Sports Studios built by Limback Lumber. As you know, the Northwest premier source of specialized lumber and molding since 1930. Summer is here. Build that fence, build that deck, and let the fine folks at Limback Lumber do it for you. If you'd like for them to provide you your lumber, do-it-yourselfer, or a small contractor, give them a call, 206-782-3487, or visit them online at limbacklumber.com. Puck Sports Studios built by Limback Lumber. It is the Daily Puck Drop. We do it every single day at 10 a.m. Jim joins us Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. He, of course, is in the garage in Bend. And Jim, look at this, huh? I am in the Monarch Motel in downtown Moscow, Idaho. And you're probably wondering, why are you there? I don't know. Just decided to get out for a vacation.
No, why don't you explain why you're there? I think it's cool. Or can you? Are you keeping it under wraps? What's happening there? Usually you don't.
No, I'm not keeping it under wraps. I'm going to meet. I'm meeting with Jake Dickert today, the head football coach of the finest university of all of the land. Of course, you know, God's country, America's team, Washington State. Going to sit down with Jake Dickert today, and we've got something brewing with Dickert. I'll say this about Jake Dickert and his what do you want to say relationship with Puck Sports. He'll be a part of it for sure. That's right. He will. I will say this: he'll have regular appearances throughout the football season. So cool. So we're just kind of putting in the finishing touches on that, and then we're going to stick around and watch a little bit of the scrimmage coming up tomorrow. It's their first scrimmage of the fall season.
Hey, Puck, that's a home run, man. It's a home run, an absolute home run. It's a tape measure shot. I think it's awesome to hear that news. I mean, to get Jake Dickert on, maybe on a weekly basis or a regular basis, however often he's on, and being Cougs, I think it's terrific, man.
Well, he's a great guy, and you know that. I mean, he's a good football coach, good person. It's a big year for him, and you think about this, like, has there ever been another coach, really, that you can think of that has had to deal with more since taking over a program? I mean, think about it. He takes over for Rolovich, right? Because he leaves COVID and the shot and all that. We don't have to rehash all that. I don't need to get a bunch of, we don't have the text machine anymore, so no one can call us sheep. I guess they can. I
miss that. I miss that.
Yeah, I do too.
You got to get that sound bite back. That little.
I'll work on it. I'll work on it. Yeah. But I mean, and then then just dealing with all that. I think the transfer portal and just the evolution of college sports. But then and then what's happened here in the last year with all the changes in college football. I just don't think there's been another guy that's had to. Every year for him, there's been something else that he's had to deal with.
Well, it's the amazing thing to me is that he's retained a lot of his players. I thought that there'd just be this big, the transfer portal would be filled with Cougs going elsewhere, and yet he's retained those guys. And so,
stunned.
I mean, this is going to be a really interesting season. I mean, we're always into the Cougs and the football season and all that, but this one. We really need to remain relevant and, show that we're still good enough for a Power 5 program to, or Power 4, whatever the hell it is, to retain or, to get our team in one of those conferences. And I think Dickert's set up well to do that with the schedule and everything. So we'll see. And, we got Mateer, your quarterback, who's the Heisman candidate.
Well,
you love him.
He better win the job. If he doesn't win the job, that's going to be my first question to Dickert today. Hey, if he doesn't win the job, Jake, I'm going to look like a real fool for stumping for this guy for the last year and a half.
Any chance you bring up his wife when you talk to him today?
I don't think so, Jim. I think I think the wife is probably off limits.
Really?
Yeah, probably.
Hey, any chance we can get her on a weekly basis
Hey,
too?
you know the
Jake, what do you
weeks that
think?
you can't make it. What I mean, she knows football. Hey, real quickly, Monarch Motel, and not bad coffee, pretty good coffee.
Not bad coffee.
I'm going to
It
tell
really
you,
does. Hey, I got to be honest. It really doesn't look that nice there at the Monarch
it's
Motel.
wonderful.
And then what you're telling me? What you're paying?
No, I'm being honest with you. Monarch Motel, it is like a block off the main street of Moscow. Okay, it doesn't look like much from the outside. It looks like a motel because it's a motel, but it's nice inside. It's nice. The lobby's nice. The rooms are nice. It's clean. Hand to God, I swear, I'm going to stay here anytime. I mean, I don't pay for many motels or hotels when I come over here because we sleep in the van. But if I have to stay over, I'm staying over here because and this is what I don't understand. And maybe you can help me. And I promise we'll get to the Mariners and the Seahawks and all that here on the Daily Puck Drop. We got voicemails today too. We got two. Why is Moscow so much better than Pullman?
Yeah. Well,
why?
I appreciate that you say that because we feel as Cougs like we can't say that. And yet you're right about that.
Ugh.
Moscow has more charm to it, doesn't it?
It's there's more times better. It's like a real town with real people. Yeah. I mean, it's 1,000 times better. We're walking around last night after dinner. Went to a wonderful little restaurant down here, the Moscow Ale House. Wonderful. Had a Huckleberry burger. Unreal.
Huckleberry burger.
Yeah, it was like Huckleberry barbecue sauce on a burger with pepper jack, like bacon or pepper bacon. Oh, it was so good.
How many calories do you think in that? 1,400.
I don't think 1,400. No, it's a burger.
How about with the fries? Do you get fries? You ever get the side salad instead of fries?
I got the side salad.
Did you really?
I sure did. Now I ate my daughter's. I dragged along the teenager. The teenager's here, so she's sleeping right now. As we are recording this, she's in the room. I'm not going to do it to her. I'm going to pan over to her sleeping. But I ate her fries, so I guess I did have fries.
Okay, wait. Is the whole family's there or not there?
No, just the teenage daughter. She loves Pullman. When I said I was coming out there,
with you. So she's over there in the other bed sleeping?
Yeah, she's sleeping right now.
Can we see her? Come on, show us to her.
No,
come on.
No, not going to do it.
I show you my dog's humping. You can show us.
She would be horrified if I panned over there and showed her sleeping. She'd never talk to me again. Not going to happen. No, okay. She loves Pullman. Right, she's just like, can I come?
No, you're right about Moscow, though. What's going on in downtown Pullman anyway? There's all kinds of construction there.
Unbelievable. It's all ripped up. You know what? We pulled into town. I'm thinking, it's a small town. I can't wait to get over here. No traffic, no construction. No, that's wrong. Traffic everywhere. The entire downtown is ripped up. It's awful.
Okay. Be there, what, tomorrow too?
Yeah, well, the plan is to stay one more night to watch the first scrimmage coming up on Saturday. But as I was going to tell you, of course, we picked a weekend where I guess it's orientation. They're moving it. Families are moving in their kids into the dorms. Over here at Idaho, it's rush week, so all the kids are over here for rush. So the room we have tonight is like 160. The jump in price for tomorrow, because we don't have a room for tonight, the jump in price goes from $160 to minimum is $370.
I understand what they're doing because they're trying to capitalize on
it's highway
what's happening,
robbery.
It is, but what are you going to do? Where are you going to stay if you don't stay somewhere over there? I mean, what, you got your van? I mean, you don't have many choices.
No, so. I didn't bring the van, though. I didn't bring the van. Yeah. I would have stayed in the van. So I think the options are either I pay $300. Well, I'm not going to pay $370. It's either we go home today, don't watch the scrimmage, which that's not. I don't want to do that. I want to watch the scrimmage. Probably going to go to Lewiston, 20 miles away.
Okay, so you're going to stay there tomorrow night.
Tonight, Friday night.
Oh, tonight. Okay, yeah, because you don't want to come home on Sunday. And get backed up there at Suncadia or Cleellum trying to get back home. So that
guarantee on Saturday it's going to be backed up. It's backed up. Oh, and for those traveling east, Yeah, they got the bridge, Vantage Bridge. That's down to one lane. That was fun. That was
hang out for a while. Both Mikey and Stevie will be there tomorrow. Mikey's just rustling around right now, getting ready to leave Bend to drive to Pullman. So
he's perfect. Well,
yeah, Stevie doesn't have to do the orientation, but yeah, he's doing that orientation, that alive thing. So he's all over that. So yeah,
all right,
a lot going on here this morning.
A lot going along. All right, we got the Mariners. We'll touch on that. We haven't talked since the great brawl with the Seahawks and DK Metcalf throwing a helmet at Trey Brown. We got to get to that. But let's start with the Mariners. Boy, they needed that, didn't they, last night? They needed a win. And I know kind of Detroit gave it to them in a way, but they desperately needed to find a win. They did not need to get swept by that team on a bullpen day. And it was cool to see Mitch Haniger come through one more time. Just the flair from the for the moment does Haniger. And I guess I was surprised that he has now the franchise best 8th walk-off win in a Mariners uniform. Do you know who he passed, by the way?
Nelson Cruz.
No, good guess though. That I would never have guessed this guy. And growing up, this was one of my favorite.
Domingo Ramos.
This is one of my favorite baseball players. No, third baseman Jim Presley.
Presley
was the leader, was the franchise leader in walk-off wins before Haniger got another one.
Presley.
Oh, I love Presley. God, I loved Presley. And so then I went down the rabbit hole last night and this morning, just reading up and looking up stats of Jim Presley for some reason. In '86, when he was an All-Star, he became only the second player in Major League Baseball history to have not one, but two Grand Slam walk-offs. How about that, huh? Put that in your pipe and smoke it.
Yeah, Grand Slam, I think on opening night one year.
Ooh.
I think it was, opening night, if I remember right. Presley had a Grand Slam walk-off.
He was
Jim Presley. He was good defensively, too.
Yeah, he was a good guy. Remember the days when, like, third baseman, or a good baseball player used to hit 275 and have 25 home runs? Remember that? Remember those days?
Yeah, I do remember those days. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're not...
What's going on with the dogs?
Distracted.
What's going on? Are the dogs in the yard again?
Here.
Yeah.
Oh, God, we heard from the rental guy again. The neighbors called the owner again, and it's an ugly situation. But
so we've went from we didn't think it was going to be a bad situation. Now we're back to it's code red again.
It's code red again. Yeah, it's not good. Yeah. It's not good. I'll probably go over and talk to him. And, he's one of those guys, too, that even when he's not home, he's got the camera on his, what's the deal with people having cameras at their front door? Jesus Christ.
I don't know, Jim. It's
so
to prevent people
I noticed
from robbing their
while
house.
we were gone, the camera spotted your dog over here. I'm like, well, fuck you, man. I mean, you know what? I'm just, okay, look, I'm a shitty neighbor. Sorry.
So what's going to happen?
What's
What's happening? Are you going to get evicted?
I talked to the rental agency guy yesterday, and I kind of hope I get evicted. I mean, that's what Kathy said to me last night. You're hoping we get evicted, aren't you? And I was like, yeah, a little bit.
So when you get evicted, because most of us have never been evicted from our property. When you get evicted, do you owe the remaining money?
I don't know. I don't know. That we'll see. Yeah, we'll see on that.
So
I'm not sure, but I'll keep you posted.
Well, I please do. America wants to know and is desperate to know the fact that you continue to have a war there with your neighbor. Where are the dogs now?
I'm trying to figure out how much I can say publicly right now because my wife is wandering around, but They think the rental guy. Okay, ready? I'm going to whisper here.
Yeah. Please whisper. Yeah.
Rental people and the owner think that the dogs are Mikey and Stevie's, and that they're leaving with them when they go to Pullman. But in fact, they will be staying here with us.
Wait till the surprise when the boys leave, and then voila, the dogs are still here. Boy, you guys are going to fool them.
God. I got to admit, I mean, if there's listeners, I mean, that think I'm the dick here, they're right. It's not the neighbor. The neighbor is fully in the right on this, and I'm in the wrong. I understand that.
Why don't you change then?
Because I don't want to.
Okay, that's fair. That's all you got to say. I just don't want to. Just say I don't want to change. That's okay.
I mean, Sky's out there in the cul-de-sac right now, just kind of cruising around. But does that harm anyone? Anyone? No.
No,
Anyway.
but you got an angry neighbor that doesn't want the dog in his yard. So I don't know. Don't have Sky running around out there. Jesus. You know what I love about you? I love
the solution
that
seems simple.
Yeah. What I love about you is that you know what you're doing is wrong. But you're just like, I don't care. Because in my heart, I think dogs should be able to go anywhere they want because dogs are better than people. Does that about sum it up?
Yeah, it does. It does. You know me pretty well. Yeah, you do know me well. Yeah. What were we talking about? Mitch Haniger and how great he's been?
Haniger. Good for Haniger. Much needed win. Go ahead.
I watched the replay. I wasn't watching live, but I watched the replay of the right fielder.
No.
So should he have caught that ball?
Yeah, I mean, he made a hell of an effort. Yeah, probably should have come up with it.
Yeah.
Hold on. That's all. Let me backtrack.
When reporters talked to him, last night, do you think he thought to himself, God, yes. I should have caught that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or should he have? Should he have?
Okay?
Oh, I'm supposed to say goodbye to my son. What? He's leaving? But it's right in the middle of the podcast.
Go ahead and say goodbye.
Okay.
You want to take a pod? Okay. Who's leaving? Both of them or just one?
No. Well, no. We're good. We're good. Yeah.
You sure?
We're good.
You can bring Mikey.
No,
who's leaving right now? Mikey or Stevie?
Mikey's leaving. Stevie's already left.
Do you want to just bring Mikey over here?
Yeah. Okay. Hey, Mikey, over here.
Just bring Mikey over here. Let's say hello to Mikey. Maybe we'll see Mikey here in a little bit. That's a hell of a drive from Bend to Pullman. Jesus.
Yeah, he's got his Coug shirt on. There's Puckett over there in Moscow.
What's up, Mikey? Look at him. Look at this guy. There he is. That's the best kid in the world, Mikey Moore. Best follow on Twitter, Mike Moore. Michael Moore, best follow on Twitter.
Yeah. So he's leaving. Right. Okay, here you want. I'm going to give him the goodbye right now.
Can I just say something? That was a great father-son embrace goodbye.
Love you, Dad.
There you go.
Love you too.
Right.
Go Cougs.
See you, Pug. Go Cougs.
See you, bud. See you, Mikey. Proud Dad.
That's
you tearing up a little bit?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
That's okay. You should.
It's great having your kids home, and I am.
Yeah.
God. I'm a bad neighbor and a sap as a dad.
You're a fabulous dad. Every parent gets probably emotional on a day like today. All right?
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that at all. Okay, so yes, I think the right fielder would say that I should have come up with the ball. But, I mean, it was a hell of an effort. I don't agree with Dave Sims, though. I heard Dave Sims on the broadcast last night, and Dave was like, it was just a mistake what he did. I disagree with that wholeheartedly. He's trying to win the game, Dave. Sorry. I mean, it's max out effort.
So what, Sims is contending he should have let it bounce in front of him?
Yes. Yeah, okay. I disagree with that. I mean, the guy made an effort to win the game. He catches the ball, game's over. I don't know. I mean, I obviously didn't catch it, and I get it. And even Luke Raley said, hey, if I was out there, I probably would have let the ball bounce. Okay, fine. But I got nothing. I got nothing against a guy that's going to go max out, and he had a good break on the ball to make that play. It didn't work out. Had he made that play, people would have been going. That's SportsCenter top, play of the night, top 10 play of the night. So I don't think the kid made a mistake of trying to go out and get the ball. I don't agree with that.
What'd you think of Mitch's comment afterwards? I mean, there were a lot of comments from Mitch Haniger.
The one about Detroit, that they suck and we're better?
Nothing against them, but we know we're a better team than Detroit.
Well, it's true.
They are a better team, but Detroit's 55 and 61, and the Mariners are 60 and 56. It's not like they're the damn White Sox or, somebody like that. Do you feel like the Mariners are better than the Tigers?
Yes.
Well, Then why didn't they show it in those 3 games?
Well, just because that's just sports. It's just baseball, and it happens all the time.
Oh, okay.
There's plenty of teams that are better. Than the other team, and then the team that's not good wins the series. I mean, if you give me time, I can find about 1,000 examples of it this year.
I know. But if you're the Tigers and you see that, maybe I'm making too much of it, but they play in Detroit next week. Is that something you would take to heart and think, well, we're going to show Mitch Haniger what's what here?
100%. Exactly. I mean, both things can be true. If I'm Detroit and I'm Tarek Skubal's going to pitch against them again next week. Skubal's going to try to shove it down their throat. And he's going to go right after Haniger. Hell, buzz the tower on Haniger. I would.
Hey, I'm with you. I agree. The Mariners are better than the Tigers. But do you think if the Mariners had thrown an opener at the Tigers, that the Tigers would have had 2 or 3 hits through 8 innings last night? I mean, come on.
Probably not. Just say what you want to say.
Hey, you
just
know what?
Say what you want to say.
They're shitty offensively.
Yeah.
I think everybody knows that.
Yeah. Well, thanks.
I know. Well, I just wanted to emphasize that in case there's somebody out there.
But I want you to say what you want to say.
It's just so funny how they can Skubal. You go, okay, you get shut down by Skubal. Okay, he's a Cy Young Award winner probably. But the other 2 guys that they faced, that first guy in the first game, what a 6 ERA,
Montero,
and they couldn't get to him. And then last night they struggle against a reliever. So,
okay.
Anyway,
are you going to finally get to your point where you want to say you think Detroit's a better team than Seattle? Just say it.
I'll make another bet with you. I'll take the Tigers to win 2 out of 3 when they face them again this next week. I want to go $50 on that. Huh?
Oh.
Come on.
Sure. Yeah, why not?
Okay. All right. Now, is that bad that I'm betting against a hometown team?
Of course it is. I mean, that just comes back to bite you. I'm going to ride the hot hand of the Mariners. Hey, what'd you make of bullpen gate with Servais and the handling of it on what was that? That must have been Wednesday, where he didn't use Yemi Garcia, didn't use Munoz in a 1-run game. He puts in Jonathan Hernandez, who, by the way, they just got rid of him. What'd you make of that? Where his staunch line is, I don't use these guys in situations like that. I only use it when the game's tied or we're ahead. And then less than 24 hours later, or 24 hours later, he uses Garcia in exactly the role that he said he was never going to use him in.
Yeah, was he questioned about that last night? Like
yes,
what gives
he
Scott?
changed his stance in the pregame. He said, "No, what I mean is, I'll use those guys when there's, with 9 outs left in the game, not 3 outs left in the game." And I'll be honest with you, that makes 0 sense to me. But I'm also an idiot. No, because his point is that we have that's more of a leverage situation because we've got more innings or more outs to come back from rather than just 3. I'll just say this: the game was 3-2. What do you want to do in the top of the 9th inning? I don't know. Prevent any more runs from being scored. That's all your goal is. So let's have our best pitchers pitch that top of the 9th so there's no more runs scored. And then what do? It's a 1-run game. Let's go win the game in the bottom of the 9th inning. They have this ability to do this. And if you tie the game, you go to extra innings, then you deal with it then. But I didn't agree with his rationale nor his explanation a day later in pregame to clarify what he meant. I think that I think he used Garcia yesterday because of what the backlash he got on Wednesday. That's what I think.
Probably, yeah. He should have had Garcia there in the 9th inning, and you could see all in one inning by Hernandez why the Rangers cut him and why the Mariners liked him. I mean, he's got good stuff, but the command is not there. You walk 2 guys to start the inning.
I love how they loved him. This was a tough decision to get rid of him. First of all, he was cut by the team with the worst bullpen in 100 years. They've had the worst bullpen for 100 years, have the Rangers. And they got rid of this guy. So you don't like him all that much because he got rid of him. And this whole you had to create space on your team. If you liked him that much, you could have found other guys if you really, really liked him. But you didn't like him that much.
No, not after what he did in the ninth inning there.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Well, on to the Mets here. We'll see. This is going to be a tough series, though, Puck.
Oh, Mets are playing great. And it's the return of Ryan Stanek. Are you excited to see Ryan Stanek return to T-Mobile?
I forgot about that. Yeah. How's he been doing there in New York? Have you charted his progress?
I think he was okay last night, but I remember the first game he was terrible. He gave up like a couple of doubles, a home. I think his first pitch was a home run, so he was not good. So, hey, the total tonight for the tonight's game is 8.5. Last night was 7.5. What was the final score? 4-3. Bet
4-3. So what? You're on a two-game winning streak?
Yeah, 36, 42, and 2. Huh?
You say hits again like it's
hits again.
It's not even 500 yet.
Getting closer.
It's not even 500. And you got to win what? 60? Because with the VIG, you got to hit 60% to be a winning way to go.
Hey, just lay off, okay? Praise us here a little bit. Yeah. No, the Mets series is going to be fun series. And then are you excited to see I'm excited to see Sunday Night Baseball here on ESPN. I think it's be fun. It's been, God, I don't know, 20 years, I think.
Yeah. Did they not have a better game? Was that, or does every team have to play Sunday Night Baseball?
You know what? There is. Are
you excited if you're in North Carolina? You're going, hey, honey, let's watch the Mets and Mariners tonight. Probably not.
No, especially with whatever the Mariners put out there, because it likely Julio. I mean, the only player that most people would know would be Julio, and who's not going to play.
Yeah. Hey, I meant to look it up. Can you help me with this? What's the latest with Julio? They're going to bring him back, but DH him initially?
Yeah, DH him initially. He worked out a little bit yesterday, but is not running around too well. But they think that he doesn't bother him when he hits, and then when he gets on the bases, they say just take it easy. But not in the field yet. So when he does come back, they'll initially just put him at DH.
Okay, you like that idea?
Sure. I mean, as long as the ankle doesn't bother him when he's hitting, sure. Yeah, absolutely. They need his bat. They need as much offensive help as they can possibly get.
Yeah.
I think Robles has been okay.
They got Robles out in center field in the meantime. Yeah,
he's been okay out there.
Hey, and Mitch Garver. How about Mitch Garver? Are you encouraged? Got another
couple of hits
night.
Last 2 games. Yeah, for sure. It's good. Oh, we got a good voicemail about Mitch Garver when we do Hey, What the Puck. Oh yeah, it's a good one. It's
he's going to be in the lineup the next 2 days. You know why?
Because they're facing 2 left-handers.
Very good. And you got to go with the percentages, man. You just have to every single time.
You mean you can't have Luke Raley? Why can't you have Luke Raley go against left-handers? See, his 2 hits yesterday against left-handers.
Because the analytics show that won't stay that way. 2 hits against left-handers, Luke Raley, and yet you pinch hit Garver the other night for him after he did a home run in the same game. Yeah, it's bizarre.
It's a tough thing.
But Garver will be the DH tonight
and tomorrow.
Yeah,
because they get Quintana tonight, and then Sean Manaea. I've always loved Sean Manaea. His time in Oakland. So, and then Severino and your guy Castillo, game 1 starter in the playoffs. Castillo goes on Sunday.
It's so funny that you actually think that Gilbert's going to start game 1.
Yeah, well, it's logical because he's the best pitcher on the team.
Yeah, but did you see the expert on the Mariners, Anderson Hurst? Of Ners and Durs fame.
No, I've never heard of that guy. Who is that?
He believes I'm on the right side on that one. Yeah, you've never heard the Durs and Ners podcast?
Never. Who's Anderson Hurst? Who is that? Never heard of him.
You love Anders, and Anders
loves
Anders. You.
I love Anders more than I love my kids. I love Anders Hurst.
He's the best.
I want to see Anders, Kidd, Ashley, and Jackson show 10-1. That's what I want to see. Make it happen.
I do too. Are
you excited about Seahawks Chargers tomorrow? What's the early line? You got an early line Seahawks Chargers?
Yeah. Well, you told me the other day, right? It's 2.5.
2.5. What do you like?
Yeah. And
taking the Bolts?
You lay the 2.5. I already told you who I like, and I told you why. Have you forgotten?
Yes, I already forgot.
I mean, you're so busy talking to Kruger and Ask Kruger why he dyes his hair the next time you have him on. Why don't
Okay,
you do that?
you want me to
Let's
do
see
like
how that goes.
you want to jump on? You can jump on the show that day, and you can ask him yourself.
He's kind of got that, that look that guys get when they dye their hair, where it's kind of got that orangish kind of look to it. How come they can't come up with a dye that just is like regular brown?
I'm gonna ask.
There's always that red. There's always that red tint to it. Say, hey, Bill, can you, maybe find a dye that looks a little more realistic?
All right, I'm gonna ask him. I'm gonna ask him for you. Coming up on Monday when he joins the show again. Hey, Bill, we've got a call. We've got a question from a listener. Jim Moore would like to know, why do you keep dyeing your hair? All right, so what was your rationale? You're taking the Seahawks? Oh yeah, because of Harbaugh, because they never lose. That's right.
Yeah,
is that why?
The Ravens have this fantastic preseason record against the spread.
Correct.
And Mike McDonald was part of the organization there in Baltimore that was so good against the spread. So I'm thinking that he carries that over to Seattle.
What did you make of the Seahawks brawl? They had 5 fights the other day at camp. One of them was caught. The DK Metcalf one was caught on the NFL Network of him ripping off Trey Brown's helmet and throwing it at him. What would you make of that one? Just the emotions of training camp, and they're tired of hitting each other. They need to hit somebody else, and it's an aggressive sport. And DK is just, he walks that fine line of aggression, emotion.
I enjoyed seeing the NFL Network guys right when they were doing their live shot.
Awesome.
When that was happening in the background. And then they all kind of turn around to see what was going on.
The best part of it, because I was talking to Garofolo about it yesterday on the Yesterday show, and Garofolo was saying right before that, 30 seconds before that, Michael Robinson is detailing a story of his interaction with DK Metcalf and how, boy, he is, whatever year he's in the league, I don't know what it is, 6th or 7th. He's like, he has really turned a corner in terms of maturity, guys. I see a new, mature, team leader in DK Metcalf. And as he's saying it is when Metcalf is ripping off Brown's helmet and throwing it at him. You can't make that up. It's freaking awesome.
Does that stuff bother you with DK? It doesn't.
The aggression
really
doesn't bother me.
Much.
It does bother me that he ripped off a teammate's helmet and threw it at him. And I don't know why Seahawks fans find it, because I have a bunch of Seahawks fans. Oh, this is just football. You don't understand. He took a helmet and tried to hit his teammate with it. He did. There's nothing different from what he did than what Myles Garrett did to Mason Rudolph. There's no difference other than in fact, it might be worse because it's his teammate. And then somebody said, well, they have the Guardian caps on there. Oh, okay. So the Guardian cap and the helmet hits Trey Brown. Again, I love DK. There is a fine line with DK. He walks it of aggression, of pushing and being aggressive, and you want that. But he has a line where he crosses too mmany times. He just does. And here's the issue with it. What Trey Brown did, and I'm not excusing Trey Brown, because all reports are that Trey Brown kept going after him and going after him, and DK tried to walk away a couple times and then finally reacted. And I think most of us would probably do that when someone just keeps coming after you. But that's the problem with DK. He can't walk away. And why that's problematic heading into this season, it's what the Niners do to him. It's what every other team in this league does to him. They get under his skin. They try to agitate him to get him off his game, so he commits a penalty, he loses his cool, and then either gets thrown out or has a personal foul penalty. I mean, that's the book on him, and that's what teams try to do. Hell, the Niners have talked about it. That's exactly what they try to do.
But during regular season games, hasn't he gotten a little better? I read Matt Calkin's column yesterday, and I think he didn't have any penalties after Game 5 last year. So it seems like he's maybe heading in the right direction with that. So,
but he's always a ticking time bomb away.
The bigger question is that do you lock him up long term? I mean, he's in second year of a 3-year contract.
Yeah, I don't.
I noticed today that he's the 11th highest paid salary receiver right now.
I still give him the money.
Receiver salaries are going through the roof. I mean, Jefferson at $35 million a year now. DK's at 24. if you're DK's agent, you're thinking, okay, DK should be making more than 24. He should be closer to what, 30 now?
Right. Yeah, it
And he's
doesn't.
only
I
20.
want him locked up.
I was
Yeah,
surprised. Puck, he's only 26, so he's just, still
yeah.
right in the middle of his prime.
I think it may cause them to pause, like how much they want to commit to him. But me as a fan, no, it doesn't dissuade me at all. I want him. I want him locked up. I do. I want him on the team. But I think what he did this last week. I mean, there's one thing of fights and things that cross the line of practice. That stuff happens all the time. Throwing a helmet at a player, I think, crosses the line. I mean, and people said, well, what about Trey Brown? This all started with Jake Bobo, by the way. All of it. Because Brown and Bobo were going at each other, and Bobo's the one who swung first at Trey Brown, and then his helmet came off, and then Trey Brown clocked him in the face. So if people want to say, don't excuse Trey Brown, don't excuse Jake Bobo then.
All right. So if you're Mike McDonald, do you do something with DK?
No, he clearly didn't. He sat there. Yesterday he sat there and praised DK after the practice about what a great speech he made to the team. So
yeah,
I don't think any of this stuff that happened this week bothers Mike McDonald. I think Mike McDonald loves this. I think he encourages this. He likes what he saw, for sure. That was my takeaway from it.
Yeah, well, okay, so he's not going to do anything. I mean, do you think he should have suspended him or held him out of practice or fined him or I don't know what you can do in that situation. But you're right. I mean, taking a helmet and throwing it at a guy. I mean, yeah,
it's a different story. Had that helmet connected on Brown, it's a different story, and instead of hitting the backup safety or the other safety. Well, yeah, blanking on his name, Wallace, but whatever. All right, we got to move on here. We can't go too long today. All right, real quickly.
Is your daughter still sleeping?
She's still sleeping. Yes. I don't know if you watched it, but you hate basketball. But that Team USA win against Serbia was one of the best basketball games I've ever seen. It was just unbelievable. That is everything about basketball and superstars all coming together to be one cog, and they were unreal. It was unreal, and it was just fabulous theater. And they'll play for the gold against France. Did you see any of it or no?
No.
Yeah, well, that's good.
None of it.
Not perfect.
I saw they were down 20, and they came back.
I think it was maybe 20 or 18.
What are you talking about? I hate basketball.
You don't like it. That's fine. It's okay.
Where'd you come up with that?
I think you've said that you don't like basketball. You hate the NBA.
I'm not a big fan of the NBA.
Okay.
I'm excited about the NBA coming back for people who are excited about it. But yeah, it's not going to be any big deal to me. But no, I mean, what? Oh, gee, the U.S. is going to win a gold medal at the Olympics in basketball?
I'm just saying it was a fabulous – you missed a fabulous basketball game last night. That's all I'm just saying. It was a great basketball game. That was great theater. That's all I'm saying. It was just pointing it out. It was a great game. All right, let's wrap up the Daily Puck Drop, the DPD, with Hey, What the Puck. It's brought to you by Restoration One of North Seattle, your restoration company that lets you avoid the stress of water, fire, and mold damage with their property restoration services, locally owned and operated. Make them your first call when damages affect your residential or commercial property. Contact Trent or Derek at 206-817-8917. Visit them online at restoration1.com, the North Seattle franchise. Real quick, before we get to voicemails. Hey, congratulations. South Hill Little League advanced to the Little League World Series out of Puyallup. 13-7 win over Idaho yesterday. Their first game in Williamsport will be August 16th. They were down to their last strike in the sixth inning, and they were down by 1 run. And they rattled off 8 runs to win. So 2 years in a row, we'll have a team from the state of Washington there in the Little League World Series. Last year, it was the squad out of Seattle, Northeast Seattle. This year, it's South Hill out of Puyallup, who Chris Egan once coached back in the day, South Hill Little League. How about that, huh? Nice.
I saw that. Yeah, his son was on the team. And, it's fun stuff, man. If you can ever put it on your bucket list, if you can get to Williamsport to watch some of those games in person, it's one of the best assignments I ever had at the Post-Intelligencer.
Yeah.
Really fun stuff.
Yeah, it's fun. Yeah, I want to get out there for sure. I want to go see it. So good luck to those guys again. August 16th will be their first game there in Williamsport. All right, you ready for voicemails? We'll try to do voicemails every Friday when we get them. We didn't have any last week. Have a couple of this week. Voicemail line is up on the website at pucksports.com. It's in the upper right-hand corner. You'll see the number there. Leave a voicemail. It can be a little bit longer than 30 seconds if you'd like, but we'd love to hear from you. So I've got 2 voicemails. One is an old character. One, Jim, is a new character, okay? Is a brand new character here on our show, here on the Daily Puck Drop, okay? You ready for voicemail number 1?
Yep.
Hey, guys. It's Puck's seat at T-Mobile Field. Starting to get a little lonely. This guy gives so many standing ovations, he doesn't even take a chance to sit on me anymore. I heard this week he's giving Mitch Haniger a standing ovation. Next week, J.P. Crawford. Everybody get in line. It's time for Puck's standing ovation.
So clearly mocking me for my standing ovation. Talk for Mitch Garver. I see what you were doing, sir. I see what you're doing there with my seat at T-Mobile, making fun of me because I had advocated, hey, maybe let's pick up Mitch Garver a little bit with a standing ovation. All right, I get it. That's fine. I'll take it. I'll wear it.
I like the whole idea of giving Mitch Garver a standing ovation, especially after what he said, how down in the dumps he was, and try and give him a lift. And he hit the ball hard when it happened, but just right at the center fielder. But go ahead.
Hey,
mock
listen.
away.
You can mock away, sir. That's fine. That's okay. Phillies didn't worked out well for the Phillies and Trey Turner. I don't know. There were no other options left for Mitch Garver. Give the guy a standing ovation. See if it helps. I don't know. Just trying anything to get him going, all right? We're just trying to be good people. Jim and I are good people. Okay, that's the moral of the story.
And he has 2 hits now. He has 2 hits since then. So
he does have,
he's doing better.
Have 2 hits. All right, here's the last voicemail, and it's our guy, Geno Smith.
Gino from Dino. Just heard you talking about my MRI. MRI did not come back good. Money restriction issue. Once that's cleared up, Gino will be right back. Out.
So Gino's fine. He's going to be back. He's going to clear up some money issues. He's back practicing this week, and he's likely not going to play against the Chargers. But then he'll be good to go. Good to hear from Gino. And here's the thing: I'm so glad about Gino. I'm glad that he's still going to Dino's. You know, thought that maybe he would.
Yeah, he still sounds drunk. That's good. You know,
that is good. That is good. That is good.
We like drunk Gino.
No, we do.
The
we
State
love
Patrol doesn't, but we like it.
Yeah, we do. All right, that's Hey What the Puck. We do it at the end of every Daily Puck Drop. It's brought to you by Restoration One of North Seattle. Give them a call at 206-817-8917. Make them your first call when damages affect your residential or commercial property, and avoid the stress of water, fire, and mold damage. All right, Jim, that's a Friday edition of the Daily Puck Drop, the DPD in the books. Coming up later at 1 o'clock, we'll release we're going to release the episodes a little bit earlier today. Chris Egan from King 5, his last visit with us from Paris, and Ryan Divish of the Seattle Times talking Mariners baseball. I actually caught up with Divish after the game on Thursday night. So we're going to release those a little bit earlier there on all the platforms, YouTube, Apple, Spotify, and, of course, at pucksports.com. All right. You enjoy.
Okay, wait. Before we go, can I show you 2 dogs that look like that they're not neighborhood nuisances? Yeah. I mean, look at them right there. Do they look like they're problems?
No, I don't think they're not problems for you. They're problems for your neighbor. Your neighbor
just
doesn't
sitting here
want
minding
them,
their own business.
Want them in your yard. All right, we got to go. It's the Daily Puck Drop. Okay. We do it every single day at 10 a.m. Again, guests coming out normally every day at 1 o'clock. We're going to release our Divish and Egan a little bit earlier today. Stay connected on all the different platforms. Please like, subscribe, comment away. YouTube, Apple, Spotify, and, of course, all of our content up at pucksports.com. Jim and I will be back on Monday. Have a wonderful weekend. I'll talk to you a little bit later. Until then, as always, we promise to be better.
No shoes, no ties.
Would anybody like to smoke some pot?
Yeah.
I was born to love you. I was born to lick your face. I was born to rub you. But you were born to rub me first.
What do you need my address for?
We'd like to send out a mailer.
Mother of mercy, I don't speak Japanese!